What's up, everybody? I'm really excited to say that I thought I got on trouble on Skillshare for a second time, and I was devastated and starting to think about like what I need to change and what else I should be doing for structure, because Skillshare isn't structure if I'm one step away from getting banned, and it turns out I didn't actually get in trouble. I just thought that I got in trouble because the exact same thing that happened when I first got in trouble happened. But apparently this time, it was just a glitch! So that's awesome, because I went through a lot of emotions there, and it ended up being for nothing, okay? So basically what had happened is that I published a course. I was doing this 30-day thing where I do one course every 7 days, and I take a course every single day, and I watch a YouTube video every day about Skillshare, and I finished it, and I did it! And my fourth course that I added got taken down, and I felt very emotional about this. I was really frustrated because I'd already had one course get taken down, and then I'd really educated myself about the terms of use and Skillshare and why that happened, and I did research about it happening to other people and developed an understanding of why it happened to them, and like I did all that stuff, and then I thought that even though I did all that research, I still got in trouble immediately again. So I was really frustrated, but it ended up being for nothing. So I sent this long email, yada yada. I had done a course about making Skillshare courses. Like, it shows you how to use Skillshare as a platform, what makes it different, how you get paid, how to make the course, everything, right? And it got taken down, so I was super frustrated, and I sent links to all of the other Skillshare courses that I can see about this. And then they responded, "Hi Jack, this is Susanna. I'm the manager of Skillshare's moderation team. Thank you for writing in about this. I totally understand your frustration, and I'd like to help explain what's going on with your courses. To clarify, you only have one content strike. I've looked up your new class, and it appears there was an error during the publication process that was leaving it in a closed state. I've fixed it and reopened your class." Boom. So essentially, I was all worried about nothing, but me reaching out to the team did fix the problem. So now you can see that if I go to my Skillshare account, I click on classes I'm teaching, I have all 4 courses! Hooray! I'm super happy about this. I actually followed through with a plan that took 30 days and did it fully, and I'm really proud of myself because honestly, guys, my biggest weakness is I have all of this information. I don't necessarily apply it. And what I'm understanding is I don't plan to apply it. It's really tricky because you have to plan to work even though when you don't necessarily know exactly what that work will be. If that makes sense. So far, most of my life has operated off of, okay, I'm going to do this right now because I think it's an opportunity, I feel it, I'm going to do it. But you have to kind of sit yourself in front of the computer and be like, okay, I am going to work on this. I am going to do this specific thing right now. I'm going to start. I'm going to do it. And you have to, like the day before or the week before, say that, okay, on this day, I am going to do this. And that is the part that I'm struggling with in my life right now because I have all the information, but I'm not necessarily applying it, right? And so I'm just very happy because I'm progressing and I really am learning. And I'm really happy with Skillshare. I feel like I found something that I can make YouTube videos about and I can show you guys that I feel passionate about, and it enables me to earn money, which means you guys can do the same thing, right? Like, honestly, compared to dropshipping, Skillshare has been way more successful since the very beginning. Like, my first Skillshare paycheck was $120, right? And so I guess, like, oh, well, no, I didn't pay for a Skillshare membership yet because it's 60 days. So that's pretty much like straight profit. And then this month, which is my second month, there's 22 referrals, so that means $220 and 600 minutes watched. So my first month there was like 100 minutes watched. So now it's $240. So the income has doubled. And obviously I can't expect this to keep happening, but it's super promising based on the amount of time spent. And what's interesting about this is that making courses isn't that different than drop shipping. I know a lot of you guys will think that it is, but it's essentially the exact same thing, except you are creating the products that you're selling. I mean, it's not like you touched your products anyway. Yeah, it was a physical thing that shipped, but really, you got an email address of somebody who wanted something and you did it for them. Like, you got their address. They wanted a package to show up at their address, and you did that for them, right? Imagine that you have somebody who wants to learn something, and you have a video that they can just watch that teaches it to them. You only need to make this video like once, and then it can be reused over and over and over and over and over again. You never need to remake that listing, right? And essentially, it's the same, aside from the fact that it's a digital product instead of a physical product. You do product research to figure out what the demands of the market are and how the competition is in different subjects, and create your courses based on this information. It's the same thing as doing product research to figure out what item you want to post. Hell, even if you're like a sniping drop shipper, you can snipe courses. You literally go take people's courses and remake the stuff that, like, your own content based on what you're learning from these other people. Like, you can do all of the same stuff using Skillshare as you can drop shipping. The difference is the stability. Like, it's amazing. You are creating your own products. Okay? Let me explain, if there's anything I want you guys to take away about online income, whether you're a drop shipper or e-commerce person or whatever, you want money from the computer, okay? There are some laws about online income, okay? Like gravity, right? Gravity happens. Our lives are dictated by it. It doesn't just not happen. It is law. It happens when we're on this earth, right? That is our experience. There are also laws as like foundational as gravity when it comes to e-commerce, okay? So one of these is that when you have a product, or no, okay, take a step back. If you are earning money online for any reason at all, it is because of two factors. There is a product and there is traffic. All online income, even if you are like not working for yourself and you are like a programmer or whatever, and you work from a computer and you are working for somebody, that still applies this law where there is a product and there is traffic. Most people online pay others or pay platforms or pay software tools to bring them traffic. It is fundamentally important that you understand the relationship between traffic and products, because it explains all online income. You want to be a person who can bring traffic. The internet is ruled by those who can influence traffic. Anytime you can develop an audience, anytime you can bring people to anything, that is the most valuable thing you can do online. And if you can learn to manage traffic, even on a small scale, this is one of the most lucrative things you can do, because it deals with everything else. And that's why having a YouTube channel is ludicrously beneficial for every other thing that you do in your life. You can use YouTube to create this traffic. You can learn how to do everything that you want by connecting yourself with the people who teach it. And even if you're drop shipping, what you're doing is you are paying a platform like eBay for some of their traffic to engage with product, someone else's product, right? And if you're a drop shipper, you don't own the product, so you don't get the bulk of the profit, right? Just because the company's super profitable doesn't mean that it's easy to drop ship their product. But even in that model, it's still applying that same law. There is always traffic. If there is income, there is always traffic, and there is always a product. So I want you guys to think about this, because I'm not just doing Skillshare videos because I think it's good for me. I'm doing it because this is the same opportunity to anybody across the entire world. And that is a part that is so valuable to me. Like, one of the reasons I don't want to keep pushing dropshipping stuff is because it is complicated. It is hard. And only a certain kind of very diligent person can actually really do well dropshipping. Most people are not in the headspace or the mentality necessary to do that. But when it comes to teaching something you know, that is so much more flexible. Anybody can teach something that they love. Anybody. You don't have to change how you are to be effective at it. It's nowhere near as limited as dropshipping is. And Skillshare is just as much of an opportunity to any of you as it is for me. It's true that I already have an established audience, and that makes things easier for me. Like, I get a lot of these referrals are from the fact that I have a YouTube audience, but not all of them. I'm doing things as well that you guys could do, like running ad campaigns and all of this stuff that you could do without a YouTube channel. And a lot of these referrals, well, okay, not the referrals. A lot of the people who are watching my classes aren't necessarily my referrals. They are the people who I talk to on Skillshare. You can do this too, no matter what. Like, you can also teach on Skillshare just like this. As long as you are active, you engage with people, you are helpful to the other instructors, you can establish an audience there. It's not anywhere near as hard or as confusing as Udemy. Udemy is make it, like, you either like make it or you break. You either earn like nothing on your courses, or you get a course that earns a load of money. But the chance of it working out for most people is just really unlikely because of the amount of effort you have to put into marketing. And Udemy doesn't currently explain how to do that properly to you, right? Whereas on Skillshare, you can literally just log into Skillshare and you are making your courses more successful. You are marketing them by clicking on workshops, joining discussions like this, and literally just scrolling down and asking and answering people's questions. Anytime somebody's worried or they feel like they suck or they're being like neurotic, you can just encourage them and you literally create an audience that way. You can create courses on Skillshare and form some level of marketing to get you started, to give you the social proof necessary for Skillshare to notice your courses. You can do all of this within Skillshare alone, without any other tools or anything. And you can get a 14 months of free Skillshare use. So this is literally an opportunity that is free for 14 months to anybody in the world who can create courses. So you literally just need a computer, right? There are reasons that I am doing Skillshare content and focusing on this as my YouTube channel. This is the first thing that I've really gotten into that I truly believe is a great opportunity, not just for me, but also for a lot of you guys listening to this who are interested in dropshipping in the first place. Because it is super, super similar. Like, super similar. It's just a little bit different in that because you're creating your content, it's inherently way more stable. Like, I was worried about getting banned and that kind of thing, but now, like, you know, I'm no closer to getting banned than I was before getting in trouble the first time. And I deserved to get in trouble the first time. I understood that, right? I want you guys to understand this. I really think that Skillshare is a very good opportunity. And not just because of how it is now, but because of what it does to you. You can access any course on Skillshare about any subject for the same price as only having one course. If you have paid for one course on Udemy, you could have spent 30 days taking as many courses as possible as you wanted on Skillshare. As a student, I honestly don't think that any course marketplace can compete with the monthly bill. I completely believe that as a student, Skillshare is the dominating learning marketplace when it comes to course marketplaces. I don't think that anything is as accessible to as many people all over the world for such a cheap price. That's the main distinction, because Udemy has a big international marketplace, and it does have a bunch of free courses. You can take a lot of free courses on Udemy. The problem is that you have to weed out the fact that most of the time free courses are samples of concepts that are shown in paid courses. There are a lot of good free courses, but you do have to do a deal of searching. Whereas on Skillshare, like, the course either is professional or it's not. And that's really it. It's trying to teach you something. A lot of the courses are really short, and you can find courses on almost anything for such a cheap price. And so for me, as a person who is both an instructor and a student, I think that Skillshare will force other course marketplaces to... Actually, I don't even know if that's true, because maybe it's just completely separate audiences, you know? I just don't think that there's anything online where you can learn as much for as little money as Skillshare. And again, when I'm referencing this 14 months of free Skillshare, what you have to do that is you sign up through somebody's affiliate link, right? So that could be mine or anybody. Any Skillshare teacher has an affiliate link. You sign up through theirs, you get 60 days, and then during that 60-day period, you publish one course. And the course minimum is 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes, okay? Publishing that one course, if you join a workshop and you join a Teach Challenge, gets you a year of Skillshare membership, okay? So you get that 60 days of free trial to create that 10-minute minimum course. And it doesn't have to be a course that gets a single sign-up. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It literally is, it has to meet the minimum requirements of a course. It has to exist, and you get a whole year. Skillshare will pay you, basically pay you $100 in their services to make a minimal course for them. That's why I firmly believe this is an opportunity to any of you guys, no matter what country you are in. You can access the money. It's not as risky as drop shipping, and it relates directly to you as an individual. This inherently makes it way more stable in the long run, because you're going to change. You're going to be less interested in things and more interested in things. But if you can just keep making content on Skillshare based on what those fleeting interests are, you're set. You have a way to monetize doing the things that make you, you. And I'm doing that. I want you guys to understand you can easily do this as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you want to check out Skillshare, links in the description. See you next time. Ciao!